Are you tired of being a reply guy and never getting a response from your favorite Twitter influencers or key opinion leaders? I know I am. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape a high volume of Twitter data and train an AI agent on that data in order for you to transform from reply guy to having your own AI version of your favorite influencers that you can chat with anytime. We're going to do this using the ElizaOS agent framework. This is also a very good method of compiling a high volume of high quality Twitter data to train your agents on. I also going to show you some functionality on merging multiple key opinion leaders' tone and styles and tweets into a single AI character. We're going to fine tune a model based off of that data and deploy this agent and do all this completely for free. Quick disclaimer, under some circumstances, this method can violate Twitter's terms of services, so use a fresh account to avoid bans, don't impersonate people without their permission, and don't monetize scraped data. And with that, yeah, this is an educational video. Let's get into it. So without further ado, we're going to get into, like any good tutorial, a git clone. We're mainly going to be working with this Twitter scraper fine-tune repo, which is in the ElizaOS repo, and this is just a way to scrape tweets at scale without using Twitter's API. We're going to use my fork, where I added some basic functionality like querying by date and also this merge character functionality that I added, which is kind of fun. So let's get into there. And we're going to go ahead and open this up in the one code editor to rule them all. And yeah, go ahead and set your environment variables here. Note that you don't have to add Twitter API keys. You're going to just use username, password, and email. And I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick and pause the video. One other thing to note is you'll have to run npm install to install all dependencies, and here we're setting the actual scraper configuration. So these are the amount of tweets. That's the maximum amount of tweets we'll scrape per query. And mind you, I'm using a fresh kind of burner agent account. Again, use an account that you won't be sad if it gets banned. Once we get our dependencies installed, we'll actually be ready to run our first scrape. So if you want to scrape for a single KOL, you can use the basic function or the basic syntax, which is just npm run Twitter and then AIXBT agent, for example. So if you're going to scrape an account like AIXBT agent, which is tweeting every 10 minutes, you'll want a high number of max tweets. I mean, this guy tweets like 500 times a day. But for my video, I want to start with one of my favorite KOLs who I would love to get a response from sometime, but I'll just talk to him here instead, which is Debit3. Give him a follow. He's the DevRel GOAT. And we're going to go ahead and scrape tweets from the beginning of October to February 1st. So it's going to initialize the scraper, and we're going to go ahead and gather those first. I'll pause until it's done, but it goes really quick. All right, scraping's done. We can go ahead and take a quick look at the sample collected tweets, and it'll show us his 5 most highest engagement tweets of the last 3 months. And now I want to merge him with a good friend of mine, with Alpha Ketchum. This guy's got nothing but good alpha. Give him a follow. So we're gonna make like a DevRel slash alpha crypto Twitter blended agent here. And this guy's gonna, he's gonna know what the best next tutorial is to be to make, and he's gonna know the next best agent to buy. At least have the tone for that. So I'm gonna let that run. So you'll note when you add this start and end date function, it's going to tweet all the tweets in that range, at least if it's less than your max tweets config. And it's kind of nice. You can target specific periods or go deeper historically. And if you get a scrape that fails, though, you might need to reduce the date range or increase the max tweets you're scraping for, or adjust the delays between your exact queries to make sure you're not getting flagged as a bot. Okay, so that last scrape is done. We can see what Alpha Ketchum's been up to. He's been catching alpha, per usual. And so at this point, we can see in the pipeline, we already have a collection of their tweets. You can see them in here. Here is Nader's tweets. But what I'm actually going to do now is I want to show you how to merge these characters together, because I just think this is quite fun. It's a simple command. So it's just npm run merge characters, and we're going to name the new character Alpha Dabbit to combine Alpha Ketchum and Nader's accounts. And we're going to run that, and it's going to ask us how many top tweets do we want to include from each account. Let's say we'll give it the 50 tweets. We'll exclude retweets, and let's only get the highest engagement tweets from each. Okay, now we have the new character in here. AlphaDabbit, which has only the top 50 tweets from both of these accounts, ready to get trained into a character file. So let's create the AI character. That's another simple command. So we're gonna do npm run character -- AlphaDabbit, and now you'll want to check the date of the actual pipeline data. So that's going to be February 2nd, today. npm run character, we'll run that, and that'll go ahead and generate us our ElizaOS character file that includes all the top 50 posts from both of these accounts. If you want to enhance this, of course, you can always go ahead and toss it through, Sonnet, and say, keep the post examples, base the rest of the character file on the post examples. I kind of want to build this in as functionality, but didn't get around to that yet. It's going to go ahead and give us the modified character file that's a bit enhanced. Also, if you want to generate a virtuals character, this repository also supports that. So it's just going to be npm run. If you want to do a merged character, you'll do generate merged virtuals, but otherwise it says in the repo, I think it's npm run generate virtuals. And then we'll see in here we have it's going to be right in here. So there's a virtual characters JSON style that we can deploy on virtuals as well that includes the merged character. Right, so with that, we can actually go ahead. There's one step where if you wanted to fine tune a model, you actually could. You just need a together API key, and you could fine tune a model on whatever tweets that you scrape, or even on the combo of tweets. And you can go to together.xyz, set your together API key, and I went ahead and tested one out. This costs like $3, and you can test a version of R1 and train it on your favorite KOLs tweets and start speaking with a much more advanced, fine-tuned, tonally version of your favorite KOLs. With that, now that we have our character files, we can go ahead and deploy the character itself. So let's do that and finish up this tutorial. So of course you want to go to the Eliza repo. This is all going to be stuff pretty straightforward. Just make sure you're caught up on the right version of Node and the latest version of PM. Clone this, open it up, if you want to get tweeting, make sure you go to the X developer portal and get all these keys and get that all set up in your repo. So we're going to take our character file from our merge character file that we generated in the last step, and you're going to go ahead and toss them into the Eliza repo character folder. So we're going to name them alphadabbit.json, paste that into there. And next step is to actually run it. But mind you, again, you just need to set some basic environment variables like Twitter username, password. But in this case, since we want it tweeting and everything, you'll have to add some API keys as well, which I showed you briefly how to do that. So assuming you have your Twitter variables configured right, we're going to be able to start it up with PM start characters and refer to the character file itself. Missing a quick script. That's because I'm not actually in the repo. Let's try that one more time. And it's going to go ahead and boot it up. Again, just make sure you've installed all your dependencies right, and this should go up no problem. Okay, one thing to note, make sure you have the right version of Node. I mess this up every time. And pass the Twitter client in the character file as well as your Anthropic API key, if you're using Claude, that is. And with that, once you're on the right Node version, you run PM start characters, you'll get him live and he'll be tweeting. And this is the Alpha Ketchum Nader combo. And if you want to speak with him directly, you can always just run PM start client and go ahead to localhost and start chatting with your favorite KOL right here. What tutorial on agents should I make next? All right, with that, we showed you how to chat with your favorite KOLs. Look at this. Maybe something on agent latency and how to optimize prompt chains. I probably should do that. We scraped loads of tweets. We trained an AI agent on our individual and actually blended our favorite KOLs into one. We generated a character file and showed you how to fine-tune a model off of that. And we deployed it to chat with and tweet automatically. And we're still reply guys. So stay tuned for my next tutorial, which will be on actually automated Akash deployment for your favorite agents. And thanks for watching.